Are you ready for some unnecessary I am woman hear me roar news?
So I could focus on my career.
I know you were waiting for this update all day, weren't you? Let's go. So, Jeff Bezos, the man that owns Blue Origin, as I would say, the tourism space flight service, if you will, the NASA Uber, if you will, he facilitated a monumental, if you will, space flight that, as you will see, only lasted 11 minutes. But for the young women out there and some of you men, if you pee sitting down, you probably thought this was a great feat in the annals of American history, okay? Now, as you see here from the BBC,
Pause.
Katy Perry back on Earth after reaching space on Blue Origin rocket. Well, do we care?
Ain't no fucking way.
Now, this wasn't just Katy Perry. The title here is a bit misleading, or I don't know what you want to call it. But you have Gayle King and others that we will name in this article that went on this space flight. Now, I want to say again, this is news that is inconsequential to what's going on in the world, in the United States, and in your life probably, right? The fact of the matter is these women paid Jeff Bezos hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to go on this flight just so they can say that this is an all-woman crew, because I guess they hadn't had an all-woman crew since like the 60s or the 50s, something like that. You know, back when the space race first started, the Soviet Union, I believe, they had an all-female crew, something like that. And so they decided they were going to make history in modern times with this all-female crew to go up in space. They didn't walk. They didn't do any kind of spacewalks. They didn't do any kind of studies, any kind of, examination or anything. They went up for 11 minutes. They experienced weightlessness, and they came down. That was it. And it didn't add anything to their lives besides a new experience, just like going on a yacht or something. And it didn't do anything for the United States of America or the world, except there was a bunch of females that could afford to go on a flight that you normie women could not. But let's read. If you've made it this far in the video and you're still here, thank you again for your viewership. And if you haven't done so already, please hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and that notification bell, that way you can be notified whenever I go live or drop new content. Also, if you want to donate to the channel, please do so by hitting the Cash App $sign Mr. Normie. And you can also go to my Ko-Fi page, ko-fi.com/workingmanmg. Also, I am trying to build a community on Locals. So if you would, go please check out my Locals page, and you can join for just $5 a month. You can post, and we can build a community of like-minded working men over there. Thank you for your time. Now back to the video. Pop star Katy Perry and 5 other women safely returned to Earth after reaching space aboard Jeff Bezos' rocket. Now they keep throwing pop star Katy Perry's name out there because she was the biggest name on the rocket. Okay, the rest of these women actually are way more, I would say, smarter than Katy Perry. But Katy Perry is the biggest name. She's a pop star, as you know. She sold millions of records, has plenty of accolades musically. Okay. But these other women, well, 2 of them to be exact, are way more accomplished than she is, I would say, smarter. But then you got Gayle King and the one chick that's Jeff Bezos' girlfriend. She's full of Botox. The singer was joined by Bezos' fiance, Lauren Sanchez. That's the Botox lady, which, I mean, to be fair, for her age, she does look good. And CBS presenter Gayle King, who said a highlight of the flight was hearing Katy Perry sing Louis Armstrong's "What a Wonderful World." Yeah, whatever. The New Shepard rocket lifted off from its West Texas launch site just after 8:30 local time. The flight lasted around 11 minutes and took the 6 women more than 100 kilometers, that's 62 miles, above Earth, crossing the internationally recognized boundary of space and giving them a few moments of weightlessness. Now, unfortunately, they didn't even name the other women in here, but well, maybe they're about to right now. This is the flight and trajectory that the rocket took. You see right here, it takes off vertically, number 1. 2, the capsule separates at about 250,000 feet. 3, the booster lands 2 miles from the launch pad. The booster land safely, okay? And the capsule continues to go past this line, the 100-kilometer Kármán line, which is where they experience weightlessness above Earth's atmosphere for 11 minutes, okay? And then number 4, it lands safely back on the Earth, and I'm glad that it did, because if it had been a disaster, this would have been a complete shit show, all right? So I'm glad that they made it back safely on Earth, no injuries. I mean, I can suffice with that. Also on board were former NASA rocket scientist Ashla Bowie, civil rights activist Amanda Guillen, and film producer Karen Flynn.
And here they come. Here we go. Loading into the capsule.
And the significance here of the bell, and I should note before I have you that each crew names themselves, taking up space as each one is ringing a bell, and the significance of that is what, Ariane?
This is one of our traditions. All astronauts throughout history in various programs have had their...
The capsule returned to Earth with a parachute-assisted soft landing, while the rocket booster also landed back in Texas. Cheering could be heard from inside the capsule as the recovery crew went to collect them. Jeff Bezos opened the capsule door to welcome back Lauren Sanchez, the first to disembark. His girlfriend, I would probably let her back on too and then screw everybody else. Now, of course, I will leave links in the description box because everybody had something, philosophical and, all kind of mushy to say about it. One chick brought a flower. One chick, she brought I think a medical band of one of her late family members. Somebody else brought some other stuff, and they all had, Katy Perry, she had some stuff to bring. And I mean, they all had these little, funny, quirky little meanings of now they feel so different aspect, a different, view of the earth, and they feel this love and all this kind of stuff. And it was just, personally, it was just corny, man. I'm not gonna lie, it was just corny. But here's what I want to point out, okay? Blue Origin is a private space company founded in 2000 by Jeff Bezos, the billionaire entrepreneur who also started Amazon. Most of you already know that. Although Blue Origin has not released full ticket prices, a $150,000 deposit is required to reserve a seat. Where is the money counter? Underlying the exclusivity of these early flights. Now, that is a person's full yearly salary. That's damn near my yearly salary, okay? And so most of you normies out there that are, at least well off, middle class, for that right there, that is your whole year's freaking worth of salary before taxes maybe, right? So that's just the deposit. The actual full price is probably triple that. So these young ladies, or I won't say young ladies, but these ladies, individuals of female nature or identify as female, spent upwards of maybe $500,000 to go on this flight. And so how monumental was this? This wouldn't be any different than an all-male crew going out there, Jeff Bezos and, some other rich guys, Bill Gates, everybody else going there. That's the equivalent this is. A bunch of rich women that, the public and the media hyped this up to be an all-female crew, which really just is a bunch of women getting together and sharing a new experience. That's basically what it was, if you ask me, okay? There's nothing else really monumental or anything of real meaning to this, okay? Alongside its suborbital tourism business, the company is also developing long-term space infrastructure, including reusable rockets and lunar landing systems, much like your boy Elon Musk over there, okay? The boosters safely land back. They can be reused, and the capsule goes up in space, and they have a system for safe re-entry, and it can also land back safely on Earth, and both systems can be reused together, which I think is a great idea. But yeah, the Blue Origin says its New Shepard passengers was the name of the flight. New Shepard passengers are trained over 2 days with a focus on physical fitness, emergency protocols, and details about the safety measures and procedures for zero gravity. Additionally, there are 2 support members referred to as crew members 7. One provides continuous guidance to astronauts while the other maintains communication from the control room during the mission. As you see here, the capsule can hold up to 6 people. The rocket has air brakes deployed to descend the speed by half. The landing gears deployed for touchdown. That way they can have a safe landing on Earth, as you already know. Now, let me go to this article right here because they even had a little cool logo for their flight. As you see here, Blue Origin all-female crew, including Katy Perry and Lauren Sanchez, prepped for glammed up space launch. This was prior to the actual liftoff and landing of this crew. Let's scroll down here a little bit. As you see here, this is the logo here, if you will. It says here, Sanchez, Bowie, Flynn, King, Gian, and Perry. The fireworks symbolizes Katy Perry's global influence across music, pop culture, and philanthropy. The scales of justice symbolize Amanda Gian's efforts to advocate for civil rights, break barriers, and empower everyday people to create change. The shooting star microphone represents Gayle King's commitment to sharing, to sharing important stories with the world. See, that's the microphone. That's a little scale of justice right there, I guess. That's the firework, or I would say a snowflake. Let's see here. Flynn the Fly, the main character in Lauren Sanchez's best-selling children's book, The Fly Who Flew to Space, is along for the ride. The story is about overcoming adversity, inspiring kids with learning differences to pursue their dreams. See it right there? You probably can't see it. The target star symbolizes Ashley Bowie's ambition for setting big goals, passion for STEM, and commitment to inspiring future generations. The film reel symbolizes Karen Flynn's passion for filmmaking, storytelling, and crafting beautiful narratives. God bless all their hearts, huh? I mean, like I said, all female crew, they could afford to go up there and spend all this money to take this space flight. Everybody says that it's something historic. It's really just a bunch of rich women, the same as would some men do it, okay? There's nothing to see here, as you know, most of my guys on the conservative podcast say there's nothing to see here. Katy Perry and company, I guess you want to say it, went up in space for 11 minutes, experienced weightlessness, and made it safely back on Earth soil in Texas. All right? Nothing to see here. Very irrelevant news, but do with it what you will, right? Flush it down the toilet. And with that being said, thank you for attending another episode of the Working Man Podcast. I am your host, Nicholas J. Fury. What do you think about this irrelevant, inconsequential, and frankly, very much fluffed up, propagated PR campaign here of Women Hear Me Roar? These women going in this space flight. Okay, let me know what you think about it down in the comment section. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell on your way out of the door. And remember, men, because this was a publicity stunt for women. Remember this, men. Reality checks are free. See you next time.